All right, we're gonna start in about my chat. Let me make sure everybody hear me. If you're in the chat right now, just write in the chat one that you hear me. If you don't hear me, you won't be able to write nothing because you don't hear me. But yeah, we're gonna start in a second. Oh, bomb for if you hear me. I'm gonna be starting in. Gonna be starting in 10 minutes because I have to use the bathroom. Sorry about that. But yeah, I gotta use the bathroom, and I gotta send out the link. And I have to send the link out. So I'm gonna need a little bit of time, right quick, before we start. Hold on, right quick. My check. Okay. Everything sound good, right quick. Hold on, let me send out the link. Copy link. Let me send the link out right quick. Start over. All right. Hold on, right quick. Yeah, so now give me 10 minutes. We're gonna start exactly at 8:15. Yeah, you starting? Yeah, just give me 10 minutes right quick. You starting exactly what? 10 minutes. I gotta use the bathroom right quick. Mic check. All right, mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. What it do? What it do? What it does, nigga. All right. Let's get started. Mic check. Mic check. Do you hear me? Do everybody hear me? Can you please put one in the chat if you hear me? Can you please put a one in the chat if you hear me? Let's get this bit started. I'll put it start at 7:30. Can somebody put a one in the chat, please? Can somebody put a one in the chat, please, to make sure that you guys hear me? Can somebody put a one in the chat right quick to make sure you guys hear me? Delete all these zones right quick so we can draw these out. I'm gonna go over to the. All right, bomb one. All right, perfect, perfect. Now, if you have any questions, please write them into the chat. If you have any questions, please write them into the chat. All right, so let's get started. All right, so first of all, let's just start. The market opened up right here on this candle. All right. So before we get into this part here, we always got to go into the context. It's always about the context of the market, right? It's always about the context, the reasoning why to go higher, the reasoning why to go lower. All right, so right here is 9:30. Also, before that, let's focus on pre-market, right? You always want to look to the left before you look to the right. So we got pre-market. We have all of this pre-market action. All right. So from here, we have a high, and then we have a low. All right. So let's draw. So this is right here. This is Asia's low. Sorry, London low because it's 2 a.m. So this is the first thing you want to draw out is the London low. Bomb. So we got London low down here. You got London lows. Let me make this a little more thicker. So first thing I'm drawing is a London low and then London high. Those are the first two things. So bomb. We have London low right here, and we have London high. All right. All right, bomb. London low, London high. Now, looking for the opening prices, right? We have 8:30 open right here. Midnight open right here. So you go to a higher time frame. All want to start on a higher time frame chart. So on a higher time frame right now, what do I see here? I see a low right here. And what else do I see? I see a breaker, right? We have a breaker on a higher time frame. This is a daily time frame, right? We have a low, high, lower low, higher high. Look how we came into this breaker and rallied. Okay, cool. But what else is here? It's also a fair value gap. See this fair value gap? It took us lower. We get above it, used it to go higher. So we have this inverse fair value gap here, which is a key level, right? Coupled with what else is coupled with? Another fair value gap, daily fair value gap. So we have a inverse fair value gap here, and we have a daily fair value gap. Busy. All right, so that's a higher time frame. So let me go down to a lower time frame. I already drew the London lows, London highs, and all right. So before market open right here, so I already got the London lows and London highs. Right, the market is here. It opened up right here. Now the fact that it opened up right here, where am I relative to price? Right, let's just break this down first, because that's always the context. That's always the main reason why the play going to go up or down. Right, it's not too much about what's going on. It's about the where are you relative to price. So right now if we use a fib from this low to this high, you see we're above equilibrium. So we're in a what? We're in a premium. We're way up here. Look, we're in a premium, right? And we know if you're in a premium, your best short plays happen when you're in a premium. So there's no going long here for me, right? Because even though it swept out this, remember, we're looking for a sweep to target the other end, right? In most cases, we opened up way up here and we swept out this high. So the fact that, remember, sweep of a high, displacement lower, right? Look at these relative lows right here. Look at these. These lows are smooth, right? Look at these lows right here. These lows right here are smooth. So we have smooth lows and generated lows after a sweep. So I wouldn't be thinking long way up here, even though I am long. But remember, for me to go long, I need to see a sweep into a key zone, and it has to be in a discount. So that's why it was no long. I wasn't thinking longs in the beginning because we are way up here in a premium. So if anything, I'm thinking short, right, to catch these lows. So you see how we open and we do what? We open and we immediately do what? Go down. Boom. You saw how we open? We open and we went immediately down, right? Let's look at the order flow on a 1 minute from when it went down. All right. So the market opened up. Delete it. So now we're on a 1 minute. So the market opened up literally right here. Market opened up right here, right? And it went up. See how it went up? Look what it came into. This bearish fair value gap. That's right here. So let me delete this London high right here because it's swept. So you see how it already swept it? So we came down and came up into this fair value gap, right? And then we started coming down. So for me, I wouldn't take this trade short, right? Because why? We have these highs. So look, we have these highs here, these highs here, and we have these highs here, right? And then we have these highs that's up here. So we still have, so on this move down, retracement back to the fair value gap and it's going lower, I wouldn't trust this short for me because there's no sweep, right? It's no, remember, we want to see, we want to see it sweep the buy side and then come lower, right? There's no sweep. The only sweep we got was the sweep of this high over here, the London, the highs at London. That was right here. These highs right here. But it swept down in pre-market. So in live time 9:30, it was no sweep on liquidity. So for me, that's why this short didn't look really appealing to me, right? Because there was no sweep on liquidity. So we got a sweep right here. Look at the order block. So no sweep because the order block here came down, right? All the way down. So like I said, I wasn't worrying about this short because I'm long anyways. Remember, for me to go long, I need to see a sweep into a key zone, right? Now, I would have took this trade short if you would have swept it because remember, it don't have to sweep into a key zone all of the time, right? But the fact that this zone ain't sweep nothing, I ain't looking at this short. Even though I know the best short plays happen when I'm in a premium, but I know what an A+ setup looks like. So this play, letting it go. Anyways, it go all the way down. Now this is when that's when everything starts. Go back to a higher time frame. So right here, we sweep. So we sweep into the key zone. Y'all see the sweep. This is where I wanted to see up here a sweep and come lower, but there was no sweep. It left these as generated. So now these are all generated highs. Look how smooth these highs are, right? These are generated highs. We're gonna have to come back to that another time. So we get a move all the way down right into a key zone. So now let me delete this green zone because there's too much things on the chart. I want to make sure you see what I'm looking at. So y'all see the sweep right here. The sweep into the key zone. Now, this is when everything started. Now remember, you want to see bullish order flow. Right? Look how it stayed in the upper half of both of the zones that I had on the chart. Look, you see how it's in the upper half of the green zone? And it's in the upper half of this zone, right? Those are both good signs. Now we got to sweep into the zone right here and look at the time, right around 10, which is the 950 to 1010 macro. So we're in a time, we got to sweep into a zone in a time where we're looking for speed. So you see right here on the 5 minute, there's no inefficiency, right? The only inefficiency is way up here. So on a 5 minute, I'm waiting for this fair value gap right here to get closed above. So we got this 5 minute SIBI that's right here. So now we're on a 1 minute. We here. So this is where we get the order flow. Look how price shit, press the wrong button. Look how price actually stops right here before it digs into the liquidity. It stopped right here to generate a low. Generate this low, pull it back to an inefficiency, fair value gap, and then it goes lower, sweeping out this low. So now we get a internal sweep right here. Generate low, internal sweep into the key zone. And now look at the fair value gap right here. Remember, you want to look for the bullish order flow. You got this bearish fair value gap here. You got this down. This first candle here is the order block. So we come here, we generate a high. This is where I get my long at right here. I go long right here, and I put my stop loss at the low. Good thing I put my stop loss at the low because it disrespected this order block, but it never took the low. So it came down and then it popped up. And that's where we started creating the bullish order flow right here. So right here is a mitigation block. So we have this inverse here. We have this order block here. Fair value gap, breakaway. Other fair value gap here. Another breakaway. You see how there's no retest? And look how it retested this top wick. And look at the order block here. These candles here, once it closes above, creates the order block. So this opening price is a change in the state of delivery. And look at the most sensitive part of the order block from the opening price to the top wick. Look how it touches it to the T. OB wick. Oh, I just delete this part so you can see it. Look how it touches it to the T. Like right here. The wick touched it to the T. And then we got the bullish breaker. Look at all the order flow. Let me make it bigger. All right, right here. So we got the mitigation, low, high, higher low, higher high. The bullish breaker, low, high, lower low, higher high. You got that inverse fair value gap here. You got so much things coupled right here. So much things coupled right here. So I went long, literally off of this zone right here. And I caught it all the way to the top. So this is basically the play that I caught right here. I went long, literally right here on the inverse. So sweep, look how we close right here. We create an inverse fair value gap, order block, coupled with a small fair value gap. Got in the moment it retouched this inverse fair value gap right here. Good thing I put my stop loss at the low, because you see how it kind of like dug deep. Got the mitigation, low, high, lower, low, high, high. Look how it retested the Buddhist breaker. Low, high, lower, low. Look how the close, and look how it came right into it right here. Beep. And then you rally here, and then generate retest. What do it retest? The fair value gap. That's right here. Fair value gap. And you see how it's in the, oh my, this is so vital. Look, remember this zone, this red zone right here, right, is a 5-minute fair value gap. Remember, bullish order flow is where you want to see it. Remember, there's two halves. There's a upper half and there's a lower half. The reason I use this fair value gap here, because you see how it's in the upper half. It's above equilibrium. And look at the midnight open. And it's coupled with midnight open that's right here. So if you're bullish, you don't want to see it come in this lower half, because that would disrespect the bullish order flow. So that's why I drew this fair value gap here, and I didn't worry about none of these things here, because it's in the upper half of this 5-minute fair value gap. And that those are signs of bullish order flow. You want to see it respect the upper half of inefficiencies. So look how it generates right here, comes up, consolidation, consolidation, consolidation. Then look how it comes down right here through an internal sweep, never gets to the midnight open, never gets to the midnight open, internal sweep, close, order block. Same thing. You want to see a sweep into a key zone, and you want to see it disrespect. I'm sorry. Yeah. A sweep into a key zone, sweep into a key zone. Then you want to see a what? A immediate disrespect of the opposing fair value gap. This fair value gap here. This would be used as an inverse fair value gap. And look how we rally off of that. Boom. Then look how we do the same thing. We come up here, we generate more highs. We generate more highs, right? We pull back, because the market has to do 4 things at all times, right? It has to create the highs, then it has to pull back to an inefficiency. Look, it did it the whole time. So let me just go back and show you. It does it all day long. Okay. All right, so we generate this low. Generate the low. Look how it pulls back to the inefficiency. So we got a generated low and then a pull back to an inefficiency. Then you see how it comes all the way down? It hunts this low and it's hunting this daily inefficiency. Generate a low, pull back inefficiency, hunt the low. Sweep, right? All right, now look. Low, pull back inefficiency, sweep, hunt it out. So now we got this low, and then what we do? It pulls right back to this inefficiency, generating this high, pulls back down, do not take out this low, generate a low. So we got to generate a low, generate a high. It comes up, boom, sweeps out this high. Look at these generated highs, right? So look, it comes here, boom, and look what it do. It comes down, and so it generates this high here, and we still have these highs here. It come down to what? The bullish breaker. What is the bullish breaker? An inefficiency, a PD array. Look how it generate, pull back to a PD array, runs again, sweeping out the generated high. Now we up here. Look what it do. Come back down here, generate, consolidate, 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 sweep into the key zone, which is an inefficiency, runs again. Like it just does it the whole time. So now I was up here, generate, come right back down, sweeping out these lows. Look, sweeping out this low, generate, sweep into a key zone. Remember, it has to pull back to an inefficiency, which is this 5-minute SIBI. That's why I do not need to take this low. Pull back, sweep into the inefficiency, pull back up here again, generate. Do not take these highs out. Generate, pull right back to what? If I zoom in, look what it pulled back to. Inefficiency. Look at the two fair value gaps here. There's two fair value gaps. Literally one here, and it's an order block right here. Inefficiency. Then it do what? Swoop, hunt these highs. So you see how it just do the same thing. It's going to generate the highs. Then it's going to pull back to an inefficiency, or it may pull back to equilibrium. Then it's going to go back to hunt the highs or hunt the lows again. So I'm saying, then after that, you just got a whole bunch of just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Times that I don't trade. I only trade 9:30 to 12. So that was my play that I caught today. I did not catch this short. So any questions? Cause I've been talking for what 33 minutes. Any questions? Hey Don, where you at? I gotta go. If you ain't here, Don, I gotta go get my Dama smoothie. So I was thinking we could go get a smoothie. So if you're in here, pull up to the crib so we can slide. Cause you know that shit closed at 10. So any questions? He said, all right, we are. I'm eating real quick. All right, cool. Any other no questions, no questions. So that's what happened this day. So y'all ain't another thing. The the reason why this play ran, because look how we're in a discount right here. Look how we're in a discount. Look how we swept into a key zone in a discount. And we got reasons to go higher. Look at the 8:30 open over. Look at the 8:30 open in the midnight. Look how we're below the 8:30 open in midnight. Right? Look how we're below the opening prices when we're down here. We're in a deep discount. Look how the reason why this play worked and went down so far, because why? It's in a deep premium. It's way up here. So the market is always going to do a Judas one, right? It's always going to manipulate in the opposite direction that it want to go at 9:30. Can you explain the discount? Can you explain what the discount was today? Can you explain inefficiencies? Um, I think I just broke that down. I just explained. I think I just broke down the discount and premium. Premium is way up here. That's why, and your best short plays happen in the premium. That's why this play ran so far down, because it was in a deep premium. That's why I just did so nicely. And same thing with this long. This long ran so nicely because it's in a deep discount. Another thing, look how we're way up here, right? We're hunting the opening prices. Now that we're way down here, what are we doing? We're hunting the opening prices. Right. So that was this day. Do I really want to go over? So fuck it, we'll go over this day, because this day was literally the same. Like, look at this. It was yesterday now. Look at this. This trade was exactly the same. Look at Tuesday. This is the play I caught too. I caught this yesterday. Like, oh my god, we're literally the same. But this day, you see how we're way up here. We're in a premium. Look, we're way up here. We're in a premium. Look how it comes down. right? So this is my way to just draw the bullish order flow until dawn pull up. We come down right into this what? Look how we sweep. Look how look, this is the generated low. Generated low right here. Look how we sweep right into a key zone. And then what? We're looking for a bullish order flow. Look at the inverse fair value gap here. Order block here. Fair value gap here. Run. Now we got all of these generated highs right here. What happened? It comes all the way down again. Look at the bullish order flow. Fair value gap, inverse, order block, low high breaker. Look at the bullish breaker, low high, lower low, higher high. Look at the retest. Boop. Generate, pull back, inefficiency, bullish breaker, run, pull back, fair value gap, run. Like shit crazy. So yeah, so any questions, any questions, any questions, any questions? Can't see your chart. If you can't see my chart right now, something is wrong because I've been going for 33 minutes. Maybe something is wrong on your end. You ever thought about that? Wow. You know what's crazy? You're right. Y'all just been looking at me. Wait, so you said it just went away or it been went away? Because that's crazy that it actually just did that. Because I didn't even press that for it to go away. It just went away. All right, cool. Also, y'all was seeing everything. All right, for shit show. Wait, why did it do that? So they're trying to do it again. Exit. Window. All right. Do you see it now? Yes, sir. Say less. So yeah, man, that was a great trade. Like I recorded that shit too. I'm gonna post it on YouTube, but it's on my Instagram if y'all want to see that trade. But yeah, that's so yeah. So you see how both days basically the same. Look how we're screaming a discount. Look how that shit run. It's just waiting on the right times to trade, like and waiting for the right things. So looking like I'm gonna have a winning week. Looking like I'm gonna have a winning week this week. So we're going good right now. We're going good. We 3-0 this week. We're 3-0 this week. No losing days this week. So I think no losing days because I didn't have a losing day yesterday. Monday. I think I won on Monday. Look at this. What day this is? This Tuesday. Like look at this. Look how it just man. I just love trading, bro. This shit is so crazy. But yeah, man. So I just wanted to go over today's price action and what I was looking at and what I was seeing. And this is basically how class is gonna go. Stuff like that. Just yeah. But if anybody ain't got no questions, I'm gonna just go over my trade and what I was looking at. And if anybody ain't got no questions though, you already know what it is. I catch our boys on the next one, man. You feel me? So that's all that is. I catch up on the next one, man. So tomorrow we're gonna be trading live tomorrow. Like I said, we trade live every single day now, right? We'll be trading live tomorrow at 9:10. So if you want to come, pull up. If you don't, fuck yeah. I'm out of here. Don, slide. Whoa.